Hi guys, Kev at Auto With just a quick video to show you the correct way to prepare and apply a glass sealant such as Repel or Ghost Rider. So first thing we're going to do is we want to make sure that the glass is as contamination free as possible. So to do that we're going to start with clay barring. So you can do this at the same point as you would normally clay the paintwork. You don't have to do it separately. You can do it at the same time, and obviously you don't need to dry the vehicle then, so you can do it while the rest of the vehicle is still wet. If you're doing it outdoors, you can then rinse the vehicle down and that will remove a lot of the residue from the clay lube. But the way we're going to do it is, the vehicle's already dry, so we're going to clay the glass and then we're going to dry it with a drying towel. We'll then take care of the oils from the clay lube afterwards. So first thing we're going to do is bury the plastic with detailer and one of our fine grade clay bars. So we're just going to mist the glass, just provide a little bit of lubrication, bit on the clay, and then backwards and forwards. Now it's not as important with glass as to reduce the pressure like you would with paintwork, so it's very difficult to mark glass with clay bars. So we can apply plenty of lube and then just make sure that we're doing the whole screen as evenly as possible. Now you can do this in one direction, so you can go backwards and forwards, then you might want to go side to side as well, just to make sure that you catch everything. So what we're looking for essentially is a nice smooth surface that then when we put a glass sealant on there, it's going to bond evenly to the screen. Okay, so that's one side of the glass done. So a little bit of contamination on there. So let's come down and do the other side. So we're going to repeat the process exactly the same for this side. A little bit of clay lube. Now this is an important step because if we don't remove the contamination that's bonding to the glass, that in itself can cause problems like wiper judder. So we want to make sure the glass is as smooth as possible, and that will then prevent any issues with the glass repellent we're going to apply. So once I've finished cleaning the glass, okay, so you may be able to see a little bit of contamination on there. I'm going to go and grab my drying towel now. So I'm going to use a Repel drying towel. Now this is just to get rid of the excess moisture and also to remove some of the lubricating properties of the clay lube. Make sure there's no oils on there. Okay, so that's one side of the screen dry. Around the other side. Okay, so the most important part of doing the glass is obviously the prep. We need to make sure that the prep's done correctly to make sure that the glass sealant will actually bond to the screen and will last the most amount of time. You get the best durability out of it. The next part of the process, so if we'd done this outdoors, we could rewash it and that'll get rid of the clay lube. We could also IPA the screen as well. But what we're going to use is Clearview. So Clearview is an abrasive glass polish. This will remove the lubricating oils from the clay lube, also make sure again that the glass is completely clean and smooth before we apply the coating. So we'll apply a little bit of Clearview onto a microfiber applicator. You can use foam, but I find microfiber does work a little bit better. So pea-sized amount, spread from the top, so circular motions. Now Clearview does have a couple of minute curing time, so you want to leave it till it goes hazy and then remove it. So cover the glass nice and evenly, make sure you're getting right into the corners. You can use Clearview on the interior of the car as well, so on the inside glass. Really good at getting rid of water spots, any sort of oily deposits you may have on the interior of the screen as well. Now we'll go around the other side. So spread that over the glass. So make sure the screen is nice and evenly covered. Okay guys, so we'll just leave that for a minute or so. Just go and grab some of the other products. So another important part of the preparation process as well is to make sure that your wiper blades are actually clean. So I'm going to use crystal glass cleaner. on a microfiber towel, spray a little bit onto the centre, and then I'm just going to take that and then just wipe the wiper blades, just to make sure that the wiper blades are as clean as possible. So that should then reduce any chances of any judder. As you can see, quite dirty. We need to make sure we get as much of that off as possible. Same with this blade. Okay. Again, as you can see, quite a little bit of contamination on there as well. So now that we've done that, we can hopefully take the clear view off. So standard microfiber towel, buff it off, making sure we get rid of any residue that might remain, making the glass nice and clean and lovely and smooth. Perfect prepared surface ready for glass coating. Okay, this side as well. Okay, so this sort of preparation can be done on any glass surface on the vehicle. If you're going to use a repellent on the windscreen, the rear glass, the side glass, the preparation process is exactly the same, minus the wiper blades of course. Okay guys, so that is the preparation complete. So now we're going to go with the application. Okay guys, so that's the preparation complete. Now we need to choose our glass sealant. So we've got a choice of Ghost Rider or Repel in the Auto Bright range. Ghost Rider is designed primarily with motorcycles in mind, so it's useful on perspex, polycarbonate, things like that. Repel is dedicated glass sealant. So if you've got a bike or you've got a car that's got polycarbonate or plastic windows, use Ghost Rider. For anything else, use Repel. What they do is they both work to apply a slippery coating to the glass, so it repels water, sheets water from around about 20-30 miles an hour. It also performs a protective layer, so in winter if you get a frost build-up on your screen, put your wipers on, it will sheet the frost off, it stops it sticking to the glass. So as well as being entertaining to watch the beading, it's also a really important safety feature, especially for dark winter nights and really poor weather conditions. So we're going to choose Repel. So I would normally recommend applying Repel with a microfiber applicator such as this. Now you can apply it with a foam applicator, but just be aware that the solvents in Repel will break down a foam applicator. So if you use it once, chances are you might be able to use it again, but after that you probably need to replace it. Microfibers tend to last a little bit longer. So now we've made sure the glass is completely clean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a couple of sprays of Repel to the glass. I'm going to apply a little bit to the applicator, and then I just want to work it in. All we're trying to do is spread the glass sealant over the surface. So what we're trying to avoid is we're not trying to buff it off as we spread it. We want to get a nice even coating. So once we've applied this, we need to leave it for approximately 10 to 15 minutes to allow it to cure fully. I would always recommend as well applying 2 coats. You get more durability and you will see an increase in amount of sheeting with 2 applications. It doesn't have to be 2 applications immediately, it can be 1 and then 1 a week or so later. So that's that side covered. So I'm going to go around this side. So again, same, couple of sprays onto the glass, a little bit onto my applicator, spread it in circular motions, making sure that the glass is evenly covered. Now when we remove this, we can use a little bit of crystal on a plain microfiber towel, or you can use a little bit of crystal on a enforcer glass towel. Either will do the job. So now we're going to leave that a few minutes, just let that cure slightly, and then we're going to come back and remove it. So I'm just going to grab this towel there. Okay, so again, we've not left it to cure, but I just want to show you the method for taking it off. So we're going to take a little bit of crystal, and spray a little bit onto our towel, and essentially all we're going to do is just buff it off like you would if you were cleaning the glass normally. The longer you can leave this to cure, the better the results. So it says 15 minutes. If you can't leave it 15 minutes, if you leave it 10, it should still remove really easily. it should still provide you with a great result as well. Okay, so I'm going to go around the other side. A little bit more crystal on the towel. Okay, and then once I've actually removed it with the crystal, I'm going to turn my towel over to the dry side. Just give it a little buff. If you've never used a glass sealant, it's a really good product and you'll be really impressed with the way that the water repels itself up the windscreen. It's a must for winter, and you'll be surprised at the little amount that you need to use your wiper blades, especially at speeds over 30 miles an hour. Okay, so that is Repel removed. So if you do experience any issues with things like wiper jud or anything like that, chances are you've not cleaned the blades correctly. So you can also apply a little bit of Repel to the wiper blades if you need to. So if we're going to do that, I'll just normally use a microfiber towel, a little bit onto the towel, and then what we want to do is apply a little bit to the blade. And what that should do then is, because both the glass and the blade are then covered with product, it actually makes this transition smoother, so the wiper blade will actually go over the glass smoother than if the blade was completely dry. I'll do the same on the other side. Okay, I'm going to put the blades down. And that's it. So essentially, that's one coat. I would normally recommend doing a second coat, but once this car is driven in heavy rain, it will bead the water really nicely and less wear on your wiper blades as well. So win-win. Cheers guys.